welcome back to my channel. You guys better be excited for this one because I am so excited. We are going to be testing out the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a powder. I've been seeing stuff about this everywhere in the past couple weeks, so I was like, you know what? I need to test this out. I need to see if it's worth all the hype that it's been getting lately. So that is exactly what we're doing. Before we get into it, please make sure to give this a huge thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you love these kinds of videos or anything that has to do with makeup really, then you definitely are going to want to subscribe. But if you want to see me try out the new L'Oreal powder foundation, then stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alright guys, I am so excited because this was so hard to find. I wanted to film this today, so I was looking around online at stores near me to see where I could go get it, and it was literally sold out everywhere. There was only one store within like 30 minutes of me that had this in stock, at least as far as I know. So I literally ran over there and I grabbed this. And there were only like 4 or 5 shades left. Everything else was gone. So I'm hoping that this shade matches me. We will see, but this has definitely been like a hot product lately. So I'm very excited to test it out and see if it's worth all of the hype that everyone has been giving it. So basically, it says on just the front of this, so you guys know, let me show you an up close little image. So basically on the front of this, it just says L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder, full matte coverage, waterproof, and there is about 0.31 ounces in here. And then I got the shade 140 Golden Beige. I was kind of going back and forth between this and like 2 other shades because they all, to be totally honest, looked pretty similar. And the store I was at, which I got this at CVS, they obviously don't have testers or allow you to open this to see what it looks like. So all I could see was this. So I'm hoping it's a close match to what I actually am. I pray. Here's what it looks like inside. And then I'm just gonna read some of the facts on Ulta's website that it has on this. And I'm literally looking at Ulta right now. And basically every shade is sold out, which is so crazy. So this must be very, very good, or at least I'm hoping it is. It goes for $14.99, so about $15. Pretty good pricing for a foundation. And I also just want to say that I have the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, and it is absolutely amazing. It's like one of, if not my favorite drugstore foundations on the market right now. So I'm really hoping that this lives up to the L'Oreal Infallible name. But basically, yes, it goes for $15, and then in the details it just says the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder provides full coverage with a natural matte finish. Blurs, evens, and smooths skin. Weightless, creamy texture fuses with skin upon application. Color remains true throughout the day without drying or fading. Matte finish for up to 24 hours and suitable for all skin types, oily skin and acne-prone skin. Key benefits are up to 24-hour fresh wear foundation in a powder for face. Powder foundation provides full coverage, no excess, no transfer, waterproof, sweatproof, and heatproof. Natural matte finish for face, and formula that feels breathable and weightless on your face. And then it just says to use brush or sponge to apply all over the face. This came with a little brush, so I kind of want to use that to see what it does for me and if it's good with the coverage. So here's the little brush it came in. It's just a tiny little, not brush, it's a sponge. Just from reading the description about it, it sounds really good. It sounds interesting for sure. It is supposed to be full coverage, and you guys know I'm a medium coverage person, but that's okay if it works well. Maybe I will love it. I'm really, really excited about this one though. Like with how many things that I've been seeing and hearing about it, I'm super excited to just apply. So I've already applied my primer, and I used my NARS Radiance Primer. So just something that was going to help hydrate my skin a little bit, nothing that's filling in my pores, because as usual, I want to see what this does for my pores as well. So I am just gonna get started on applying. Like I said, I'm using the little sponge that comes with the foundation, and we are just going to get started. Guys, I am actually really shocked at how like airbrushed my face looks right now. Like it literally is giving me this like filter to my face, and it is absolutely stunning. So one thing that I will say that I noticed right off the bat is when you get it on the little sponge that it comes with, and right when you swipe the first time, it comes off crazy dark. And then once you start blending a little bit, then it kind of lightens up a little bit and matches a little better to the skin tone. All I'm gonna say is I'm very glad that I did not get the darker shade that I was debating on getting, because this, I feel like, is pretty close to what my skin is right now, but it's just a little bit dark. So I almost wish that I went a shade lighter, but they were literally sold out, so I couldn't have even gotten a shade lighter if I wanted to. But yeah, so don't let it scare you right when you first swipe the product, because it does come off a little bit dark, and then once you're blending, it lightens up a little bit. The coverage is very nice, but I felt like when I was applying with the sponge, I wasn't getting too much coverage. After I applied all over my face with this little sponge, I went over and dipped with my brush a little bit into there, and I just smoothed everything out, and I felt like that also helped a little bit more with covering any blemishes that I had and just making everything that much smoother. So I feel like the next time that I apply this, I probably would apply it with just the brush to see how that turns out, because I did like how this worked with it, believe it or not. I know this isn't something that I would typically use, but I felt like the brush just made it look that much better, and from now on I honestly probably would use a brush instead of this, because in some areas I almost felt like when I was using this, it was darker in some spots than it was in others, even after I blended. So I just feel like a brush would maybe do a better job of applying everything a lot more evenly. But I'm so surprised at how smooth my face looks. Like literally looking at myself in the camera, I'm like, damn, who are you? And I'm actually shocked that it's not really accentuating my smile lines like crazy. Like literally within seconds of applying a foundation, my smile lines are already coming out to play, and that is not the case right now. Let me get up a little bit closer so you can see, but they're not very noticeable at all. Like there's barely anything of a line there. And then another thing I'll say, this big ass pimple right here, the sponge didn't really do a good job of covering it up all the way, but when I went over with the brush, I feel like it pretty much completely covered it. So be aware if you want full coverage but you're trying to use this, I'd recommend a brush instead. I know I already said that. As far as my pores go, especially looking at myself from a distance, I literally look like I don't have a pore in sight. Like it's actually really stunning. When I get up close, I can see a little bit of my pores here, but nowhere near as bad as I've seen with some other foundations. Like I feel like if I did a pore filling primer underneath this, my pores would just completely disappear in like the best way that I could possibly imagine, or at least I hope. And it doesn't feel cakey at all. Like my face, when I touch it, feels very smooth. And then just not touching my face, it feels like I'm not even wearing foundation, which is a lot to say for a foundation that's supposed to be full coverage. Typically, I've noticed, at least for me, when I wear more full coverage foundations, it tends to be heavier on the face, of course. But with this, it honestly feels like air light. It feels like there's nothing on my face. It's not clinging to any of my dry patches, which is very important to me considering I have dry skin. So far I'm very happy with this. I do want to apply some other makeup though on top of it to see how it kind of likes other products. So I'm gonna apply the rest of my makeup and then I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts and whether or not I recommend this foundation. Guys, I am back and I am absolutely obsessed with how my face looks right now. I didn't even use any type of setting powder to set my face and it feels so nice. The powders worked with the foundation absolutely beautifully. Like, no negative things to say about that. I feel like everything just blended in really nice. I feel like my skin looks amazing. I feel like I'm having a really, really good skin day. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Like I said, I didn't apply any type of setting powder and my skin feels very smooth, soft. Doesn't feel like anything is gonna move or like sweat off or anything like that. And it doesn't feel too powdery at all. Like, no way, shape, or form does it feel like I have a bunch of powder on my face. It just feels really natural. So I love that about it. And I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything that I needed to say specifically about the foundation before I put my makeup on. And then everything that I noticed after, I think I just hit on as well. So I do overall really, really like it. So do I think it's overly hyped a little bit? Yes, but I do see where people are getting excited about it because I haven't tried a powder foundation that I've liked as much as this. Let me just put it that way. This is a really stunning powder foundation, and I just feel like this is kind of gonna be one of those go-tos if I want something like this. So overall, I would definitely recommend trying it. I think this is 100% worth a try, and it's only $15, so I think it's definitely worth the money, 100%. L'Oreal has still not let me down with the foundations. I love it just like I love my Infallible Pro Glow. So another winner from L'Oreal for me. I definitely say it's worth buying, but I would recommend using a brush instead of the little sponge, or starting with the sponge and then blending out with a brush. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say for today's video. It is a winner. Make sure to comment down below and let me know what you think. If you think my makeup turned out really nice. If you noticed anything wrong with it, let me know too, but I think it's pretty perfect looking, to be honest. But yeah, comment, say hello. Make sure to give this a huge thumbs up for me, and please subscribe to my channel. Like I said in the beginning, if you love makeup or anything that has to do with makeup, then you definitely want to subscribe. But stay tuned and I will see you guys in the next video.